Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be breaking down the 15 game main slate on Draftkings for Tuesday night. Large slate, but at the moment, no weather concerns that we have to be paying attention to. But as always, make sure you're keeping up to the minute on those things. The weather forecast can change overnight as well as throughout the day. So pay attention to that as well as the COVID-related news as well. So we can just start here. With such a large slate, it is pretty amazing that your top option is Trevor Rogers. You would expect that there'd be a couple other studs at least on this large of a slate this far into the season. But alas, here we are. Trevor Rogers, 10K, top guy here. He's not a terrible spot. I mean, 10,000, he's not a name that you kind of link to that 5-figure salary, but he's got one of the highest strikeout rates on the entire slate, 29.8. I think Darvish outdoes him by like 0.1 maybe. But yeah, Trevor Rogers, he's got the best strikeout potential on the slate, going up against St. Louis, who does strike out a lot against left-handed pitching. They have the second highest strikeout rate in the league against left-handed pitching lately. If we go over here to left-handed pitching, teams against left-handed pitching, I've sorted it all out already. Splits, and we're going just within the past month here. Strikeout percentage, St. Louis, second here at 29.1 team. So Trevor Rogers isn't a great spot. 10K, a little much, but I think, he's still a great play. He's not by any means a lock. I don't think any pitcher on this slate is an absolute like must-have spot, but he's clearly one of your top options. Urias, we've talked about him before. We talked about him a lot this season, and like his home road splits just are so backwards. He just doesn't pitch well at home for some reason at Dodger Stadium. So he's in a fine spot. He has a great offense behind him. He's probably gonna be in great line for like that win bonus. You can see he's already chalked up 9 wins on the season, but like his peripheral stats are not the greatest, and they're much worse at home. You can see like a lot of his better starts here are on the road. Did well against Arizona and Seattle, but overall in the season, if you're just looking at the splits, not the greatest. So his strikeout percentage is lower than Rogers, and it's lower than Darvish. So I don't know, but Darvish is in Coors Field. I mean, there's things going against a lot of these pitchers, and there's things going for these pitchers. So, like I said, nobody's a true lock on this slate, and you kind of have to go into the slate with that mentality, especially in cash games here. Darvish, he's at that 30% strikeout rate, but he is pitching in Coors Field, going up against a Colorado team that does strike out a lot, but in Coors Field, home offense, they're a top 3 run-producing offense at home. But Darvish clearly has the best stats of any pitcher on the slate here, and I think he did get the price decrease just because of the environment that he is pitching in. But I could see a lot of people doing the Darvish Rogers route. But at the same time, I could see people not wanting to really spend up too much a pitcher, maybe take one of them in a cheaper value, because there are a lot of really good bats that we want to be targeting tonight here. I'm not going to go through every pitcher. Obviously, this is a 15-game slate. It would be an hour-long video, and I am not prepared to do that. But Mike Minor, he's another guy that I do want to mention here, just going up against Detroit here. He's faced them twice this season, averaging 21. So not terrible. Detroit has been doing well, or better as of late. But Minor, he's in solid form here. You can see how he's doing well, and his price has really increased lately. So again, I think any of these top 4 guys, they're fine plays. I would go Darvish and Rogers over Urias and Minor, but still, Urias and Minor you can definitely make a case for. Scrolling on down, McClanahan and Heaney, these two kind of stick out compared to everybody else in terms of their strikeout percentage. Both of these guys here have a strikeout percentage close to 30%. Everybody else is in that like low 20s range, so they're really standing out from the crowd there. McClanahan, though, he has a very high hard hit rate. His hard hit rate is over 46%, which is certainly concerning. So if he's not really getting those strikeouts, the ball's getting hit hard. So he's going up against the White Sox as a left-handed pitcher. And that's kind of concerning just because the White Sox do hit those left-handed pitchers very well. They can stack their lineup with all righties, switch hitters. So McClanahan, I'm not too interested in. If I'm picking between one of these two, I'm going to go with Heaney. Heaney's form has been great. He's had two back-to-back phenomenal games, 26 points here in each of them. On an 8K, that's a little over 3 times value, which that's fantastic if you want to go that route. Going below here, anybody below that, not too interested in. Gibson, believe it or not, I think I saw somewhere he has the second lowest ERA among qualified pitchers in the American League this far into the season. And that still confuses me. He's not in a great spot going up against these Houston bats. However, he's faced them and he did well against them. I mean, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits against in each of them, 1 or 2 earned runs in each of them. He just doesn't get the strikeouts. And Houston, they already don't strike out as a team. So it's really going to be tough for Gibson to really even get to where he typically is. And he's only at a 20% strikeout rate already. So again, nobody's in a great absolute smash lock spot on this slate. We don't have those absolute studs that you're looking for. And everybody else down here, I'm not really interested at all. So I guess, it's going to be Rogers, Darvish, Heaney would be my top 3. And then Urias, Minor, Gibson as a complete dart after that. So, but again, I'm not saying anybody else is a bad play. There's lots of fine plays, but this is a massive slate. I would be here for all night going through all these pitchers here. So let's turn to the bats real quick. Your popular bats, I mean, you're going to have a lot of ownership on San Diego and this Coors Field game. San Diego gets to face worst pitcher on the slate, Gonzalez here in Coors Field. And their pricing has certainly shot up for it. So you got 6.4K. That might be the highest we've seen this season on Tatis. Everybody else, mid 5K. Is over half their lineup is 5.4 or higher, which is just incredible. So you're not going to be really able to jam in a lot of these San Diego bats along with 2 of the higher quality pitchers. Say you did jam in a couple of these guys, say you wanted to throw in Hosmer and you wanted to throw in Cronenworth, just because you wanted that lefty-righty matchup. And then we'll just go over here to the pitchers and we'll throw in Rogers and we will throw in Darvish just to see. You're at 3.2 remaining. It's going to be tough to fill in 6 remaining spots with just, 3.2. Say you're scared of Coors Field with Darvish, you can go down to Heaney here, who has a great strikeout upside, 3.4, essentially 3.5K. So a little bit more manageable, but still, it's going to be, and that's only 2 of the San Diego high bats. There's probably not going to be a way they're going to fit in all 3 or more comfortably. So San Diego clearly going to be your top option. Next team that I'm going to be looking at is Cincinnati. Now, I know Cincinnati on the road is a completely different offense, but going here against Brett Anderson. Brett Anderson on the season, he doesn't strike anybody out. He has a strikeout rate of 11.5%. A starting pitcher having a strikeout rate of only 11% is just unheard of in today's game. So 11.5 strikeout rate. The average exit velocity is 92.7 miles per hour on his batted balls. 95 miles per hour is considered hard hit. And he's almost averaging a hard hit contact every single time. So it's pretty incredible how hard they're hitting him. His hard hit rate actually is at a 51%. And his expected batting average, batters going against him, how like based on their exit velocity, launch angle, all those sorts of things. Expected batting average is 342 for hitters going up against Anderson. So I'm really targeting these Cincinnati bats. Top bat, hands down, is going to be Castellanos here. He's going to be the cover boy. He's clearly my favorite batter on the slate here today. Also, just because he's cheap comparatively. I mean, look at Winker here. He's at 6.3. He hasn't really been too outmatched by Winker at all. Not 1,400 salary discrepancy. So Castellanos, clearly my favorite option here of the Cincinnati bats. Other guys that you could be looking at, Stevenson, he's been doing great as well. You could go Suarez. Suarez, he's been in a major slump. He's not hitting the ball well. So 4.7 is concerning. Like, I don't really want to pay that much money for him. But if you want to be a little bit different, plug him into your stack, and maybe he can drive in a couple of runs to help you out. So if you did like this small Cincinnati stack, it's going to be kind of the same thing as San Diego. It's going to be tough to fit a lot of these guys in. So just because of the pricing. But Rogers, Darvish, you're looking at 3-3 for 5 remaining bats, or 5 remaining positions. And you already have catcher, which a lot of people do like to punt at. It's just another way to differentiate yourself, though. Pay up the catcher. Even if you have 2 chalky team stacks, as long as you pay up in a lot of those positions where people tend to pay down, you can really separate yourself from the field, even with a chalky-ish lineup. So Cincinnati, third team is Atlanta. Atlanta going against Erod and Boston. The Boston pitching is just a dumpster fire lately. And Erod is no exception. Let me pull up his game logs here so you guys can see. No exception for him here. It's pretty gross. 6 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 6-4, 5-4. And he's allowing a lot of earned runs, and this is all in only 4 or 5 innings worth. So things are not going well with this Boston pitching staff. Their bullpen's falling apart as well. Just the fact that he was 10.4K here is hilarious. So yeah, so Atlanta bats here going against a struggling pitcher and pitching staff after him. Andy's a left-handed pitcher. I split the stats already. I showed you earlier here. Who's one of the best offenses against left-handed pitching in this time? It's Atlanta. A 304 team batting average, slugging percentage 558, clearly number 1 in the league there. ISO 254, the WRC plus at 146, all number 1 in all of those categories. So I love the Atlanta bats as well. Again, they're going to be popular, or at least they should be popular. But again, there are some expensive plays out there, but Atlanta, not that expensive. If you want to jam in Darvish and you want to jam in Rogers, or Rogers and Urias, whatever it is, 2 of the top pitchers, you can easily make a stack with these Atlanta bats. Riley, Albies, Acuna's day-to-day, so we'll see. But love those guys, especially in this matchup. Other teams that I am interested in, or that should be popular, it's going to be Cleveland going up against Matt Harvey here. Harvey's been, again, another pitcher who's been really, really struggling. So we're going to be seeing a lot of the Cleveland bats here. Pittsburgh, it could be a great GPP play going up against Corbin. I talked about expected batting average against with Anderson. Corbin has the 2nd highest on the slate with a 308 expected batting average against him. So he's another guy that can struggle. So Pittsburgh, I think, is a great way to differentiate yourself as well. Let's see. I'm seeing if I missed anybody major. Milwaukee going against Castillo. I like to target Castillo. He seems to always be kind of popular. And I'm not sure why. I mean, I know why now, but he has blow-up risk. So Milwaukee could be interesting or intriguing. Chicago White Sox bats going up against McClanahan here. Like I said, McClanahan, he has a high strikeout rate. He could be kind of popular, but righties or the White Sox going up against lefties, always a team that you need to be paying attention to when they face left-handed pitching. And McClanahan, if he's not striking them out, he's got a hard hit rate close to 47%. So another option there. So, I mean, that kind of covers things. It's a massive slate. There's going to be plays that I didn't cover. It's not that they weren't good plays or great plays. It's just that there's just so many smash spots. I think Cincinnati, Atlanta, and San Diego are your top three. And then guys like Cleveland, Chicago White Sox are right behind them. Pittsburgh could be a nice GPP spot as well. So good luck in your contest tonight. Hit that thumbs up button, drop a comment below, subscribe. It really does help us out, all the engagement in helping produce these free and get out these free videos for you guys every single day, sometimes 2 videos in a day if there's an early slate. So good luck in your contest tonight, and we'll see you in the next video.